morning from Fenway Park, and welcome to day number one of the WEEI NESN Jimmy Fund Radio-Telethon. An amazing, extraordinary moment when it comes to radio and television and you getting together and raising money for the Jimmy Fund and the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. And I don't know about you guys, Nick, Danielle, but it's awesome to be here this morning, and I think it'll be overwhelming and exciting and sad over the next couple of days. But what an amazing event this is!
It's absolutely incredible. The atmosphere at Fenway in the morning here is just as electric as it is like before a big game. It's unbelievable. The hustle, the bustle, everything that's going on, and everybody is just so excited to get going, hear the stories, and donate some money.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm normally. We're here at Fenway at a different time of the evening.
Mm-hmm. Well, some of us.
Yeah.
You're not here anymore.
You've
usually left.
Yeah. Some of us are not here. It depends on the time of the evening.
Well, Greg, you know this studio. This is the WEI broadcast studio right out here on Lansdowne. You walk by it when you leave in the third inning.
Bottom of the third.
I mean, it is the bottom of the third.
Bottom of the third inning.
You spelled second wrong.
But we have a morning and a day full of guests who want to talk to you about this Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon, and you can certainly participate all day long. Help us light up the Arbella Tote Board by calling 877-738-1234, or you can text K-Cancer to 20222 and donate $25. And we'll, throughout the morning, throughout the day today, we'll get to hear about the incredible work that is done by everybody at Dana-Farber, and about, I think, not only when Danielle and I went over there last week or so to visit, but also when you read some of the stories from those who've had the opportunity to go there and to be treated there. It's a very, very special place. And Curtis is here. Curtis, you've been a part of this now for how many years?
This, I believe, my 7th time here with the Radio-Telethon. Yep.
7th time. And the stories of what those who work at Dana-Farber do when it comes to, especially when it comes to kids, and when it comes to how scared oftentimes those kids are and those families are, and what they are able to do to kind of get them in a good place as they fight cancer is just, to me, is the most important part of this.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I was able to be a part of the launch party this year for the event, and there was a doctor there who spoke and one of his patients, and she was discussing how she went to a different hospital and she was told she had stage 4 breast cancer, and it was this death sentence, and the doctor was basically like, we need to start treatment yesterday, you need to start getting your finances in order, you need to get your life in order. And she left bawling her eyes out, called her best friend. Her best friend said, go to Dana-Farber. She showed up at Dana-Farber, met with this unbelievable doctor, and after a long meeting, she said, I know you don't do prognosis, or you don't like doing dates or whatever, but I just had the biggest scare of my life. What should I do? And the doctor at the Dana-Farber said, I wouldn't stop giving money to your 401k. You're going to need it. And that moment is just, you can't put that into words.
No.
What that place, what that means
Wow.
for someone.
No, you can't. And I think we're, certainly I know we're all here today, tomorrow, all day, both days, to K-Cancer, and to do that in honor of those that we know who have fought it. In my case, it's my father. My father passed away in 2007 after a long fight with cancer, and I'm sure that as you sit there this morning, right now, listening, you have countless experiences with friends and family and those who have fought it and those who have had the help of Dana-Farber or other institutions and have won that battle, and those who haven't. And so when you sit here and you think about what they are accomplishing there, and we're going to hear stories throughout the day today from from the doctors there and the researchers there and those who are going there right now, I think that we all are able to kind of relate to it and say, here's work that is being done every single day while the rest of us are going about our lives. Here's work that is being done to try to help those who are fighting it. So we're going to be here all morning long. We have a lot going on the show today. Tom Brady is going to join us at some point. I think he was talking about joining us during the first hour, but the football schedule may have changed over there,
We
Curtis.
have
Is
late
that-
breaking news from the Patriots, a quick schedule change. So what had initially been planned to be the 6 a.m. hour, maybe later, but with Tom, you honestly never know when he's going to call. And it's
Yeah.
sort of when he gets up and gets in the car and heads to work is when he calls in.
So Belichick wants a 6 a.m. practice, or what? Like, what?
Well-
He was very friendly with the media yesterday.
I think Belichick-
He wants to give an extra statement on Josh Gordon
Right.
Early this morning.
He's writing a dissertation on Josh Gordon this morning.
Yeah, okay.
And he's getting to that. And Belichick heard Ken Laird's take about Vrabel, so he's very nervous about Brady leaving.
Listen, can I just address something at the start of the 18th annual WEEI NESN Jimmy Fund Radio-Telethon? And that is Ken yesterday in a discussion with me happened to mention that he had no idea that Ted Williams had an association with the Jimmy Fund.
How did he
And
miss
that-
this?
Well, first he's from Pittsburgh, so maybe I'll give him a little bit of that. But Ken, yesterday you said to me that you had no idea why the statue of Ted had a young boy in it.
He was a fan.
You thought he was just handing an autograph to a young yeah.
Ken Laird is the smartest guy I know. He had a full ride to Northeastern. He's an engineering major. He got a full degree, everything, and he doesn't know the most obvious thing about the Boston Red Sox.
I mean, it's on the Welcome to Boston brochure along with Don't Drive Your Box Truck on Storrow Drive, and we pronounce it Chowda. Ted Williams with the Jimmy Fund. Come on!
By the way, that season is coming. The box truck
God.
on Storrow Drive.
I can't
the
wait.
Move-in season for college kids.
Oh, if you don't follow at Only in Boston, just for all the pictures of the trucks crashed into the bridge on Storrow Drive, it is the best.
Sardine can.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell you all morning how you can participate in this year's 18th annual WEEI NESN Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon. You can help us light up the Arbella Tote Board when you call 877-738-1234. And if you want to text, you can text K-Cancer to 20222, and that is a $25 donation to the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute and to the Jimmy Fund. And there's a truly remarkable history when it comes to this event. I mentioned this yesterday on the show, but you have donated well over $53 million to this event in the 18 years that it has existed at this radio station, and certainly I have got to acknowledge and thank everybody who's participated in it at the radio station over the last 18 years. It started with John and Jerry and Glenn and Dale. I think Dale
Yep,
was.
Dale was there.
I know it pains you, Curtis, to acknowledge Dale and his participation in this, but and has continued with Kirk, continued with everybody who's been at the radio station. So it's really, when you look at this type of event around the country, it's really unique when it comes to how much money has been given and how much has been donated by radio listeners. It's extraordinary.
It's unbelievable. I worked at ESPN Radio for about a year, and they
It's an
do
odd, humble brag, but
they
okay.
do a great thing with the V Foundation. They do this auction, this whole day of giving on 500 radio stations across the country, an entire day on all networks, all platforms, and on a great year they'll raise $1 to $2 million.
Right.
And this station, over 17 years, has raised north of $50 million.
Yeah.
It's unprecedented, and it just speaks to the connection of this place, the Jimmy Fund at the Dana-Farber, and the people of this area.
Well, and it speaks to the city of Boston and all of Massholia and how generous a community we live in and how people are willing to give over and over and over again. I said this yesterday. I think that we're going to find that the listeners, those listeners who came with us from the old show, are going to jump up and down to be as generous as you have been, those of you who've listened to this radio station for the last 17 years and have donated in the past, because that's just the kind of people that they are.
I'm super excited to hear people that you've talked to for decades now with Greg Hill Foundation and Rock for Change. You get that army excited. You get those people to come over and join everyone who's willing to put a couple extra donut dollars and beer money into the Jimmy Fund. This should be an incredible fundraising effort this year, Greg.
So Tom Brady on the show at some point this morning. We're also going to be joined here at Fenway by Tuukka Rask.